Welcome back to CAD 216. And before we get into putting the foundation and the basement plan on this one, we need to make sure everything is correct. We got to make sure all of our measurements are right. We got to make sure all of our windows and doors are located in the proper spot and location. And make sure all of our walls are fixed. And first thing I want to look at is this wall. If you got it looking like that, you're good, and it looks fine. I think that was in a previous video we did that, but I want to turn this one over here, and I want you all to take a look at this. This wall shouldn't, in this section here, it should be a 2 by 6. Now this is a 2 by 4, and how I know that is I can click on it and I go to Edit and hit Edit here, and you see it's a 2 by 4. That's softwood lumber. That's your wall studs, 3.5 inches, so that's a 2 by 4. That should be a 2 by 6 inside this wall right here, and it should be sheetrock inside of here, okay? Because the majority of this is going to be inside the garage, and then the roof will come up. So you'll only have a section that'll have to have exterior wallboard on it. So let's get in there and fix this real quick. So click on it, and I want to go to Edit Type. And when I do that, I want to go to Duplicate. And this, I want to put, actually I'll put 2 by 6. Look, let's erase all this off. I'm going to put 2 by 6 wall, the interior wall. Just like that. And then hit OK. Now, it just changed the name of it. That's all it did. It didn't change anything about its properties or its structure. You have to actually click right now onto Edit. Now, inside here, I want to click on my preview, and you can see it every time I click on a layer, it shows me something. And it's not here. You probably need to go into, there we go. We can zoom in. Probably want to go into the section view. And right there is the finish. There's the wood shake. And I click on this one. There's clapboard, substrates, plywood. See how it highlights it in the structure here is the wall stud, is softwood lumber. Now what I want to do is I want to change this one to a 2 by 6, which would be 1.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to change that to 5.5 inch. Makes it a 2 by 6. And up here, I don't want wood shakes. I want a 1/2 inch of sheetrock. Okay? And I want to change this. And sheetrock is also gypsum board. So I just click on that. I type up here gypsum wallboard. And then OK. Now change this. Let's go ahead and let's delete this one off. Well, we got to hit modify first. And now we should be able to click on and we're going to have to do more than that. We're going to have to actually come in here and merge regions before we can actually do what it's wanting us to do. We got to hit merge regions on this one because of the 2 different materials. Scroll in to where those 2 meet. Click on it. It makes them all one piece now. And then you can go in here and see how it's unlocked that for you. The wallboard should be 1/2 inch. And then the clapboard, click on it. I want to delete it. It's gone. The plywood sheathing will still be there. No, it won't. No, it won't because we're just having sheetrock. It's an interior wall. So click on it, delete it. It's gone. Softwood lumber, still 5.5 is perfect. and then there's gypsum board on the other finished side of it. Now I want to get rid of these sweeps, these little boards that sweep around this thing. You can see it down here where my cursor is. Those are your sweeps. And I just click on sweep, click on one, delete, click on the other one, delete, apply. Back it up here and let's take a look at it, and there's your wall. So there's our basic 2x6 interior wall, and I hit OK on that. OK. And now you see that made that whole entire wall like that. Well, I don't want that whole entire wall. I just want some of it. So I want to click on it, and I'll go back to my original wall, which was this one, just like that. And then I'll go into first floor, and I'll come in here, and I want to change that to 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. That looks a little better. And I just changed the scale on it. And I want to come in here and use my modify, break there, break there. And what I did was, when I done that, see how it split it, the split tool in our modify? What I want to do is come up here and click on this, and I can grab the grip, pull it back, do that to the other side as well. Grab one of them little grips, pull it back, and then click on this and pull that down too. I'll undo. I don't want to do that yet. Now when I hit 3D, you can see it's separated now. That's fine. So I can click on this wall, it's separated, and I can change it to my new 2x6 interior wall, just like that. Go back to first floor, and all you have to do is just grab it and pull it over. And you're going to find out where it's a little bit bigger that it's not meshing up exactly according to this one. So what I do is use my align tool. I want to align that and that. I always hit what you want to align first, and it moves it over. You can actually see how it's a little sticking out just a little bit further than this one inside, and that's fine. The reason they wanted that for was they wanted to have a buffer, a little bit more insulation between the garage and the house, and a lot of times that's fumes, from exhaust, and of course you don't ever want to turn on a car inside a closed garage, but still, yeah, there are going to be some fumes when you drive it in, pull it out, and then also the smells of, if you're working in a garage or something like that, of oil, gas, and stuff, you try to keep that minimized. But when I fix that wall, I noticed something is down here, there's something wrong with these measurements. And we're getting ready to put the foundation in, and I want to show you something about measurements. Now, it's typical on exteriors, when you're getting exterior dimension, you always go from the farthest point. However, this farthest point on this one is showing up as your exterior wallboard, which would be something like or your exterior cover, and what's either going to be like vinyl siding, wood shakes, or something like that, or clapboard. Really, you need to be on the outside edge of your outside wallboard, like your plywood that's on your wall studs, and I'll show you that. You click on this, go to edit. It's already pulled up. What I'm talking about right here, this section here, if I were to go to edit now and click on that, right there where it's highlighted, that is like my siding that keeps my wood protected from the elements. This yellow piece here, that is my 3/4 inch plywood, and a lot of houses do plywood. You'll have that around the corners, around the windows and things, and then you have that rigid insulation, that foam board looking insulation that'll go in between that. Well, you're down here, your concrete would basically be running, or your concrete masonry units, like your block or your solid concrete, the edge right there would be where that block would be. And let's say coming straight down here would be your block, and it would be going over and up. Now this right here would actually lap over that just a little bit, so when it rains, the rain comes down and it goes right off. Instead of if you had a block that was right here, and act like this sweep isn't here. If your block was sitting right there and it rained, it has a good chance of going right back underneath and rotting your wall studs and your floor. So that's no good. So that's the reason you want to have this right here as your measurement point. So let's go in and make sure ours is okay, and let's fix it. Because I can tell mine's off. Because down here, there's something off. So let's get all that done before we start putting our foundation in. So when we go back in here to Blackboard, I've got these up in resources here, and I'll drag that down here. And first thing I want to look at is my exterior walls. Let's take a look at that, and let's make sure these are accurate. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to sling it over. I'll grab that one, pull that up here, and let's get some measurements real quick. Again, this is what you're going to have to do here. Hit annotate, align, and come in here. Instead of picking on that outside one, which is your siding, click on that one right there. And I'm using the wall faces. Come in here, grab that one. Come in here and grab this one. Come in here and grab that one and pull those up. And while we're in here, let's just go ahead and get all of them. Grab that. Come down here and grab that. Come in here, grab that. Don't catch that outside one, but catch the inner one right there. Drag, drop. Come here and grab this. And once we get it all set up, usually the first floor after that, everything should be lined up pretty good. Make sure you're catching that wall. And I like a mouse that has the wheel on it. It makes it so much easier to pan and zoom back and forth a lot easier. And then I've got one more side to do here. From there to there. Looks good. And down to there. To there. To there. Perfect. Now let's check these measurements. Up here, this is 28. It's 28. That's good. 48, 6.5. That's off. That one's 7.4. Okay. So what I want to do is I'll just start right here. Click on that wall. Come up here and click this one. This is 48.8. Boom. That one's good. That one's good. And of course, click on this. And this needs to be 7.4. So all that now, 7.4, 48.8, 28 is perfect. Let's see about this side. There's 4 on that, 28, 4, and 2. It's perfect. Down here now, you're seeing this wall, and this is probably why this is off. I click on this one. That should be 28 on the nose. But we might have to do some more work on it because up here it's high. It moved the whole wall. So we've got to change, make this one 28. 48.8, 7.4. So down here, we're going to have to go with this from this direction over. 7.4 looks good. 17.4, 14, 17, 5. That needs to be 17.4. And see, it's wanting to pull that whole wall with it. You notice that? So I want to undo that. And then I want to take and hit my modify And I want to align that one up real quick. The whole wall is wanting to move, and I'll click on it and make sure there's nothing attached. Sometimes they'll attach themselves, but I'll hit align this time, and I'll click this one first and then this one. And it moved. Yeah, we got all of them lined up now. Now we can make one move. We can even come up here and click on this one and make it 28. And everything's right. And down here, everything should be right because they were 3 separate walls, and we just linked them together with that modify. Alignment tool 17.4. All that looks good down here. And this one's off. This is all good here. This is 27. This should actually be 28. And now if we do another annotate and align, this should be good to this 4. Good. So we're going to save it at this point. Everything looks good. Now we'll go in and let's take a look at our walls and doors and make sure those are looking good. And that would be interior walls. Let's make sure everything's lined up here. And again, I'll take that one and sling it over. And let's go in here and just make sure that these things are correct. Dimension, we'll come in here and make sure that you don't click on the outside one now. It's actually the inner one. Come down here and grab the center, do center of core of this, 11.8. Beautiful. That worked out good. All the interior ones should be good, but we'll check them anyways. But let's go ahead and check. Wall faces, catch that one. Then catch the center of core here, 8'10", that's good. Then we have dimension from the wall face out here to the center core of this one, 11.8, that's good. Now, I back it up. I want to check from that to my center core here. It's beautiful. While the center core is on, we can grab that. 8'6", that's right on the money. And then we've got down from here, the center core to the wall face right there. And we are seeing that at 19.2 3/8. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Then we'll have one more to check. And no, we already checked it. It was 11.8. So we're good. All of our interiors are good. Now we'll close that out. We'll go back in here and let's check out our, while we're thinking of it, let's go check out our doors and windows. Just make sure they're correct before we go any further. That's 4 foot over here. So I want to take and align. And I believe this might be our second floor right here. Yeah, that one's our second floor. So we'll go in here and grab our first floor windows and doors. Here they are. And I want you to go through, and I'm not going to go through them just for the sake of the time, but I want you to go through each one of these here. And I want you to make sure your measurements are correct on these. And just like here, you want to click on that, click the center, and then you come out here with wall faces on and catch this one, 12.3, it's right on, okay? And just go through and check each one of those and make sure they're all correct. Now let's move on, and after you get all that in there, just make sure they're correct. Let's go to our second floor. Let's go in here to second floor, walls, and let's see if all of this is lined up in our second floor. So it looks like all of this is lined up accurately. Now, if we do an alignment on our measurement, let's check it from there. We know this one was 14 foot. That's dead on. And it should all be accurate. 17.4. So all this is coming in and looking good. All that's really looking good. Now, right here is your wall, and you can see that it's not lined up. Again, go in there, hit your modify command, hit alignment. Click on this one first, then click on that one. Click on that one. And they're all lined up right now for you. So all that looks great, and just go through, make sure your measurements on the interior are okay. It should be 9.4. I just go from center of core. And it threw up an error on me. That's okay. We're just trying to see what's going on here. And you can see something here. The underlayment is on right now. Do you notice that? And if you want to take that first floor underlay off, remember you come over here, escape out a few times, come over here, and right there it is, underlay, and it's showing you the first floor. So I want to take and turn that to none. All right. We're going to 3D. Trying to think why that wall is right there. I'm going to have to pull that back because something's went haywire there. You open this up and take a look at it. Okay, that's all good. Make sure first floor that I didn't move anything down there. No, all that looks really good. Yeah, I did. This wall should come all the way up there and touch. That's what happened. I pulled that back in the second floor. So I got to figure out what's going on here. Why am I seeing the first floor even though I turned it off? So let's go over here and look at it. Range, none. It might be in my view range here. If you ever come to this point where you're actually seeing underneath, edit, second floor, you see it right here. The top that you're seeing, second floor, 7 foot, 6 above it. The bottom is first floor. We don't want that. We want to be on the second floor there, 0, and this one, the second floor. And I don't know how that was changed. This is my view. If you're looking at it, looking down on the plan view, that's where you're actually seeing. So if I hit apply and OK, you see how it clears it out. So that's a little lesson there too. So click on there. I want to go back to center of core. Catch that and that. 9.4. And I think that was what it was. If I can find that. 9.4. Yeah, that's good. So I want to go through and just make sure all of those dimensions are accurate. And that's going to be the big thing. That's 5 and 9 3/4. It's perfect. This one is 8, 5 1/2. This one is 8 foot. Well, 2 foot 9 1/4, 5 11. It's right on the money. This one from there to there is 3 foot. Should be 9 3/4. So I click on that, 3 foot 9 point, and I could put 0.75 or put 3 divided by 4. Then you might have to center this up a little bit better. Now, the next one that we're going to do is we're going to measure this from here to here. 2 foot 4 1/2 is perfect. Measure it from there to there. 8 foot. 8 foot 8. So actually, they're going from the edge instead of the center there. So that might actually be correct. Yep, it is. That's weird for them to do that, but they did. 9 foot 4. So all that looks pretty good, and just make sure you go in there and check all your door measurements. I should have those in here as well. If we go back and look, windows and doors, doors and windows, you just got to find the right one. And this is it right here. So up here, this actually, yep, this is it. So just go in here in alignment, catch there to there. It's 2 foot typical. So all the doors are going to be, or that's up to the wall, are going to be exactly 2 foot in most of those occasions. And then we see from here to here is 3 foot 8. From there to there is 4 foot. And if you do see something that doesn't look right, these should just be centered up. And then, of course, we'll have the one for our windows that you need to go in and check. Just make sure that you click on the component that you want to move first. And then you can go in there and move it by using dimensions. So the next thing that we got to look at is going to be the windows for the second floor. So content and windows and doors. And that was for the first floor. Interior walls. Second floor windows. 3 foot 6. So all that should be 3 foot 6. When I do an alignment measurement, I go from the center. On this one, I'm going to the wall face. And again, catch that. 3 6. We're good. But if you want to change a window or door, just click on the component. Escape out to where you're just clicking that. And then you can change it to 3 5. But now we know it's 3 6. So we go back here to 3 6. Everything looks correct on here, so I want to save it. And we are just about ready to start our foundation. Everything is lined up. Everything's looking good. I want to take one more peek at this and make sure that measurements are all good on this. 28.44. We're right on where we need to be. Perfect. So now, I want to go ahead and put the chimney in while we're thinking about it. And I'll just go to 3D. Now look in here, it's going to go right here, basically in the center of this. And we've got one. Let's see if I can find it. If you can't find it, I've got one in here. Right here it is, masonry chimney. Click on it. And if you open it, again, you can always do it like I've done it in the past, like you can load into project and close. And it takes you automatically to a plan view. I'm going to be in the first floor when I lay this down. And I come over here, and I lost it. That's okay. Go architecture, go to component, place component. And there's my chimney. I want to come over here, and I want to put it right in the center. Right there. And click. And it should line it up right in the center. So if I go to annotate now and align, I'm just going to check it from there, and it should catch the center of it. 14, so on and so forth. And again, that might not be the true center where that's supposed to go. So I might have to go in there and look exactly where the location of that chimney goes. Or I can just hit equal. And it puts it equaled up in between those windows, which looks pretty good to me. But we'd have to go in there, because I would want that center between my windows. But I didn't get to check the measurement of these windows. You guys find that and then just set this right in the middle of it. Now I want to go in there and put my hearth in here. That would be inside the house. So just go to architecture or to component, and I might have that one loaded up here. Let's see if I've got, mantle. We'll put one of those in there. We'll try this one, see what it looks like. Hit your space bar, and it turns it around whichever location. Yeah, that's going to fit it perfect. Get it lined up. And then we'll just do a 3D look at it if you want to. It's hard to see all the way down in there. But it's there. And I want to show you all, you can actually click on walls, and it won't delete it. I can click on these two. Control. Space bar that one. You can click on it, hit Control, and you can come down here to this little pair of sunglasses, and you can hide that category. Or actually, not hide the category, but you can hide the item. When you do a category, it takes all of it out, just like it did the walls, but you want to hide the elements. And then it didn't delete them, it just hid it so that you can go in there and look at that hearth and everything. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, you see that temporary blue line that goes around this thing? Well, that's telling you there's something hid. So if you want to open up what's hid, just go back to your little sunglasses and reset temporary hide, and it'll stick its stuff right back in. See how the little blue outline box is going? So that right there, this thing is perfect according to what the book wanted us to do. So what you want to do at this point is save it,